Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Another question. Find the convolution sum. Find the convolution sum using tabular method. Using tabular method. And an x of n equals u of n minus 2 minus u of n minus 7. H of n equals u of n minus u of n minus 10. To find out n is equal to n1 plus n2 minus 1, and starting point of y of n, ending point of y of n. So x of n is equal to u of n minus 2 minus u of n minus 7. That indicates how many samples we can able to extract from this signal. U of n minus 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? U of n minus 2 indicates the signal starts from
+2.
plus 2, 2 to infinity, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to infinity. U of n minus 7 means
7 to infinity.
so 7 to infinity. So we need to subtract these two. That indicates from 7 to infinity will be 0. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So now we have a sample at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So sample at 2, sample at 3, sample at 4, sample at 5, sample at 6. In the same way, from u of n minus u of n minus 10, so we have a sample at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is the origin position. So here the sample starts at 2. So find out n1. n1 is 5 plus n2 is 10 minus 1, that is 14. Starting point of x of n is 2. Starting point of y of n, h of n is 0. So the starting point starts from 2 only. Ending point of y of n is 7. And here the ending point of so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. And here the ending point is 9. So the ending point is 15. So the final samples, whatever we are getting from x of n and h of n, that equivalent y of n starts from 2 and ending across 15. So now we need to do the tabular method that indicates whatever we did in the verification part. So here, with respect to column, we need to write down h of n. One, two, three. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And x of n is at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just do a multiplication row by column wise. So 1, 1, 1. So just make a multiplication. separated by diagonal lines. And add those diagonal elements. So the first sample is 1, and then 1 plus 1 is 2, and then we have a 3, then we have 4, 5, 6. So 3 plus 6, we don't have any 6 here. 5, 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So just add diagonally. 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3, 4, the same way 5 here. And the next one, show that x of n convolve with delta of n is equal to x of n. Second one, x of n convolve with delta of n minus n naught is equal to x of n convolve with delta of n minus n naught is equal to x of n minus n naught. And x of n convolve with u of n minus n naught is equal to summation k from minus infinity to n minus n naught to x of k. So just we need to prove these three properties. So we have a simple, we can able to prove it within a two steps. So x of n convolve with impulse response, we will get x of n only. X of n convolve with the shifted impulse response x delta of n minus n naught, we will get the shifted signal only. And x of n convolve with the shifted unit step function, we will get the x of k with the summation limits k from minus infinity to n minus n. So to prove the first one, x of n convolve with delta of n. So x of n convolve with delta of n, we know the convolution equation summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity x of k. So normally h of n minus k, but here we have a delta of n minus k. But here in the RHS part we have a x of n. We need to get only x of n. So here we have a x of k. So we have a x of k, but we need to make it as x of n. That indicates we need to substitute k is equal to n. Whenever k is equal to n, this becomes 0. So it remains with x of n only. In the same way for the second part, x of n convolve with delta of n minus n naught, that is equal to summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into delta of n minus k, where in the place of n we have a n minus n naught. So just I'm going to substitute in the place of n we have a n minus n naught minus k. So that is equal to n minus n naught, x of n minus n naught. In the RHS part we need to get it as x of n minus n naught. That indicates in the place of k we need to substitute n minus n naught. So that it becomes 0 once again. That is equal to x of n minus n. And in the same way for the third property, x of k convolve with u of n minus n naught. So we have a equation summation k from minus infinity to plus infinity. U of n minus n naught is always a 1. So x of k into u of n minus n naught. So we can able to get this as 1. N minus n naught means we have a signal from minus infinity to n minus n naught. That's it. We are going to write down the signal range. That is the RHS. So these are the small properties. So of the expected questions for each carries 2 marks. Next one, x1 of n is equal to 2 into delta of n minus 1 minus 0.5 into delta of n minus 3. And x2 of n is equal to 2 into delta of n plus delta of n minus 1 minus 3 into delta of n minus 3. Find the convolution for this. So both the signals are in terms of impulse response. So we can able to extract the samples at n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So delta of n means we have a signal as 1 at n is equal to 0. Here delta of n minus 1 means we have a sample at delta of n minus 1 means where actually the sample of impulse response.
Plus 1.
So at 1. So at 1 its amplitude level is 2. So this is at the position 1. Afterwards, delta of n minus 3 means you have a sample at,
3.
3.
so that is that amplitude level is minus 0.5. So here we have a sample at 1 is 2, sample at 3 is minus 0.5, the mid sample is at 2, that is equal to 0. We don't have any sample, we don't have any signal here. So at 2 it is equal to 0. In the same way, x2 of n is equal to, so 2 into delta of n, that indicates we have a sample at 0. What sample level at sample at 0?
2.
2.
2. Sample at 1. What sample level at 1?
1.
1.
What's the sample at 2?
0.
Sample at 3?
Minus 3.
So that's it. So then we need to do the convolution by tabular method. So find out n, starting point, ending point, and then do the cross multiplication. What is final y of n? What is the final y of n? Abhilash? Abhilash?
Uh,
Okay, what is y of n? Abhilash, Acharya, roll number 04, Abhilash,
Sir.
what is the find y of n? ಏನ್ ಬಂತು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ವ ಇನ್ನು
Sir, 4, 2,
4 2
-1,
-1
-6.5,
then afterwards
1.5.
-6.5 afterwards we have a 0 afterwards we have a 1.5 and then we need to write down this whole signal in terms of impulse response. So this is a what is the starting point of signal?
1.
Starts from 1 and ending across
6.
6. So we have a sample at 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now 1 indicates there is delta of n minus 1. We have a sample at delta of n minus 1. Its amplitude level is 1. 2 indicates we have a amplitude level as 2 at 2, and then minus 1 for delta of n minus 3, minus 6.5 for delta of n minus 4, plus 0, plus 1.5 into delta of n minus 6. So write down the whole thing in terms of impulse response. The next one, x of n equals 1 by 2 power n into u of n, and h of n equals delta of n minus 1 by 2 power n into delta of n minus 1. Find the convolution of x of n and h of n. So y of n is equal to x of n convolve with h of n. So x of n is 1 by 2 power n into u of n convolve with delta of n minus delta of n minus 1 by 2 power n into delta of n minus 1. So here we can able to go for a distributive property. So we can able to write down the individual convolution. So that 1 by 2 power n into u of n convolve with delta of n minus 1 by 2 power n u of n into convolve with 1 by 2 power n into delta of n minus 1. So just I'm going to use the distributive property. So we have done the individual convolution 1 by 2 power n u of convolve with delta of n. The same way minus 1 by 2 power n u of n into convolve with 1 by 2 power n into delta of n minus 1. So now if this whole signal as x of n, so x of n convolve with delta of n, here is the properties ಅಲ್ಲಿ x of n convolve with delta of n, what is the output? Previous properties versus ನೋಡಿ ಮೂರು x of n itself. So now this whole signal becomes 1 by 2 power n into u of n. Afterwards, x of n convolve with delta of n minus 1. Delta of n minus 1 means n minus n naught. So delta of n minus 1 n naught is the convolve of ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ?
x of n minus
second
n
property. So x of n minus n naught. So this is x of n. So wherever you have a variable as n, that we need to write down in terms of n minus n naught, where the value of n naught is
1.
What's the value of n naught here? Delta of n minus 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ n naught value ಏನು?
1.
1. So 1 by 2 power n minus 1 into u of n minus 1, and retain this amplitude as a same as 1 by 2 power n. So just go through the property. This is 1 by 2 power n into u of n, that is as x of n convolve with x of n minus n naught, where value of n naught is 1. So once you apply the properties with respect to impulse, we will get as x of n minus n naught. So this is x of n minus n naught, where value of n naught is 1. So replace wherever we have a n, replace by n minus 1. And this one retained same as it is, because that is with respect to the impulse only. That's the amplitude level. And then simplify this 1 by 2 power n u of n minus. So these two ones we make a product, it retain with 1 by 2 power n into u of n minus 1. So this is equal to 1 by 2 power n as a common factor, it remains with u of n minus u of n minus 1. u of minus u of n minus 1 ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? We have a sample. What subtract these two, u of n minus u of n minus 1? What's the remaining signal? Where we can able to get the sample? ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್?
Between 0 and 1.
Is it between 0 and 1, or is it only at 0? What is the range for u of n? ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಬೇಕು, ಬೇಗ ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕತ್ತೆ ಕಾಯ್ತೀರಾ? ಒಂದ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ದ ರೇಂಜ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಆಫ್ ಎನ್? ಆಕರ್ಷ್, ಆಕರ್ಷ್, ಅನ್ನಪೂರ್ಣ, so those who are not able to respond, so just I will remove you from the classes. Akash, roll number 11. Annapurna, roll number 16. Roll number 16. Aparna,
Sir,
yeah, what's the final sample from the signal?
sir, 1 to 2, 0 to 1,
U of n means what?
0 to infinity.
So sketch that signal first. ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Yes, sir.
U of n minus 1 means what?
1 to infinity.
Subtract ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ?
0.
ಮತ್ತೆ 0 and 1 ಹತ್ರ ಎರಡು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ? ಒಂದು ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ವಾ? So we have a sample only at 0. So that concludes we have a sample at 0 that is equal to 1. So this concludes impulse response as delta of n. So we can able to write down this as impulse response as delta of n. So delta of n, one Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So write down these properties. So this will be your assignment. So just copy from the textbook, and those who are not understood, so I will discuss in the next class. So I will not solve this in the next class. So you people just write down and submit to the whole classroom. So if you have doubt, I think so you will make it out in the associative property only. So that's the only lengthier property. So if you have any doubts in that, we will discuss by tomorrow. So with this, I'm going to end the class today. So within Monday, you people need to submit that assignment within Monday. So all of you just make your presence in the chat box, and then you can leave the meeting.